Can go dangerous area because of nuclear pollution or jungle. That's all. Powered by automatic cars, like robots, who have responsibility?
Fantastic question. So, when there's an accident caused by a robotic car, who's responsible? Is it the designer? Is it other people on the road? So what do you think? Who's responsible if there's an accident from an automatic car?
I think it's like, it depends on who inflicts it, but let's say it was the robotically driven car, I definitely think the designer should be held accountable to a certain extent. Although I just have a difficult time with automated cars just because I think there are nuances that the human perception can pick up that a robot can't. Granted, I am not very well versed on robotics, and I don't know what you can and cannot manipulate a robot to do, but I think the human experience, there's tiny nuances that you can pick up and you can apply those to driving as well, whether you see out of your peripheral vision that person running across the street or whatever it is, but it's just not.
So who's responsible if the robot malfunctions, if it's, not a design problem, but just an accident? Would it be the designer's problem, or would it be the responsibility of the designer for making even a malfunction even possible? Would it be the robot's responsibility, or would it be the human in the car's responsibility? There's really no one to blame, but if there's that consequentialism when it comes to ethics, who's to blame in that situation?
What makes that question so hard to even answer when there's two humans driving, an accident can occur and someone says one thing and witnesses say another, and there's no way to even really figure out who caused the accident because there's so many different factors. You put an automated robot in it, and it kind of just messes everything up even more. So.
Well, if you look at automated pilots in planes, we've been trusting automated pilots to land planes for 40 years now. And whether or not you realize that, the pilot isn't usually landing the plane. He hits the button or she hits the button, land the plane. Yes?
Sorry, my dad is a pilot, and actually, they don't trust the autos to land or take off. They do it for, in-flight if you're just, flying for a long stretch to nowhere, but if they have to land, they do it.
They do it themselves?
Yeah.
Because I've read accounts where a vast majority is autopilots.
At least not for the companies my dad has worked for.
So scared.
That's sketchy, in my opinion.
Oh, I'd be terrified, but yeah. Alright, so we have a few minutes left. Were there any final thoughts or final ideas or questions that come out that you'd like to ask?
Could I ask about Japanese education, or is that
Sure.
too?
No, we can kind of switch gears a little bit.
I was in a Japanese school a few years ago, and no one really talked. In English class, they wrote, they didn't really talk. So I wonder if that's changed, if there's more dialogue like you experienced today, or it's still pretty much students are quiet. You could answer in Japanese if you understood.
Anyone? 意味大丈夫よね。大丈夫よね。ほとんど日本人は静かにしているか、今みたいなこういうディスカッションをしますか、どっちですかって変わってきてますか。
We don't have confidence.
Is that because you don't have practice? Because you don't have experience speaking, asking questions, talking in class? はい、そうですね。はい、わかります。
I'm wondering if they don't speak English that much into English, because I'm an English teacher, but I'm just wondering if they express themselves in Japanese classes. Because I've never seen any, I've never observed Japanese classes, so I'm just wondering, because they're so quiet in English class. I force them to speak English.
Oh, good.
So,
We could do a show of hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the Japanese students in your classes, is most on a scale of 1 to 10, do students generally speak a lot? Means a 10. Don't speak very much is a 1. So you could answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that wakarimasu ka?
So 0 is no talking, and then
There-
10
yeah.
would be lots of talking.
Okay, so in your classes generally is the average 0?
話さない人手を挙げてください。全然話さない人授業で。
1.
In Japanese.
1.
少し話す人いる。
So it'd be like
ゼロから10まで。10まで話す人。ゼロは英語以外。One,
1.
in general.
おしゃべりするよ。
2.
ダメだろ。おしゃべりは入らない。
It's a little bit.
おしゃべりはダメ、意見を言って。
3.
意見を言うかってこと？
でもゼロは全然話さない。だから5は半分。10は全然話さない。
0から10までの間にして全然しゃべる、10に行けば行くほどしゃべるね。0は全然しゃべらない。しゃべらないっていうか、まあ意見を言わない。Okay? In general. In general.
Let's start the other way. How many are to 10? You talk a lot in class.
They don't have any opportunities to speak.
I think the custom is to not speak.
I do too, but I just wondered if it changed.
So was this a weird or like totally different experience doing something like this
今日のレッスンはどう思いますか？
than what you would normally do in a class?
How many thought it was weird?
変だったと思った。楽しかったと思ってる人。They think it's fun.
All right, so we have one final